What up? What up? What up? Hi, everyone. Welcome to. When was the last time we did this? It's been a long time coming, but we are here now, and I'm so excited to be here with 16 of you. We are just 16 right now, so please smash that like button. Destroy it. I can see Sash as John Conde. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. I can see Luca Chodi. I can see um Evridiki. Uh, I'm not sure I'm going to go ahead to pronounce your surname. But I'm happy to see you all. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to see David, Azzy. I'm happy to see every one of you, 19 of you. So please smash the like button, hit that like button, destroy it. When you destroy the like button like that, it tells you to, it makes, excuse me, I have to pick this call. So let me mute. Sorry guys, I had to mute for a second. Can you hear me? I hope you guys can hear me. Uh Anyways, the call just ended, so no need to answer it. Anyways, I hope this will not be one of those amateurish live streams, but likelihood is it is going to be one of those. So just to know ahead of time, this is very amateurish. You are going to expect subpar performance. But yeah, it's been 2,000 years since my last live stream. Forgive me, you all, for I have sinned. Hey, anyways, uh, I was trying to quickly respond to a text. Anyway, so this live stream is going to be an interesting one. We are not really talking about any specific topic other than to just, catch up. I don't think I've ever had a Q&A live stream. I don't think I've had any of those where you guys get to ask me questions and I tell you all anything you need to know about my life as much as I can tell. Of course, there are some things that I'm going to keep secret. Jojo is saying, hello, Frank. Hello to you too. Angel asks, how many years now? 2,000 years. Or 5,000 years at this point. I've lost count. It's been a very long time. Okay, so many people have grown old waiting for me to do a live stream. And I am very sorry. I am very, very sorry for the delay. I am very, very sorry for keeping you guys waiting. Oh, look at Deborah. It's been a while, Deborah. Deborah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the well wishes. Some people were asking me why three weddings. Well, there's an easy explanation, and if you stick around and smash that like button more and more, and we get to 50 people, the answers will start coming. But right now we are 26. Oh, I know that. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Uh, and she's not greeting me. She's greeting Sash, obviously, because I have been missing in action. And I know a lot of crazy news is going on out there. I saw the video of Sneeko with the sheikh that was like, we give you two options. You either take you what was that thing he was saying? We give you two options. You accept Islam or that he was talking to that sheikh, and that sheikh was like if you have any doubts, I think something to the effect of, if you have any doubts, you're already a kafir, and then everybody just laughed like it was nothing. But we're not going to be talking about that. And yes, there is issue in Congo. There is how many people were beheaded the last time it was on the news, and I think it's still ongoing. Also, there's this issue where there was this headline of Nigeria being the country with the highest persecution of Christians in the world. Nigeria, is it the highest or the second highest? I'm not sure now. Something along those lines. But we are not talking about any of that. Yes, 70. I think 70 is the number. Ayenora, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Okay. Noted. Noted. Uh, Ebuka said he has missed me. I have missed you too, Ebuka. I have missed you greatly. Okay? My heart goes out to every one of you. Uh, Angel is asking, who knows why the three weddings? Who we know why the three weddings, even in the US? You did three weddings in the US as well. Did you have a Nigerian friend explain it to you, or maybe Nigeria is not that unique? I thought we were that unique, but yeah. Anyway, so this live stream is not going to be about every of the news story out there. That's the point I was trying to make. It's about us getting to know each other very a lot more, getting to know each other better, and also me letting you all know the direction that my YouTube channel is taking. You know, from April moving forward, I have some ideas and some things that I want to implement that are not the usual, that are not the typical, and I'm going to explain those to you so that you know my die-hard fans who decide to come for this live stream will know what to expect moving forward with regards to my channel and the content I'll be putting out and what you have to expect. A long short story. Thank you so much for so much for the super chat. Have I been streaming lately? No. The last live stream I did was like I think in February, and I did it with Yasha. I did it with Anta. That was the last time I did a live stream. That's how many moons ago? It's like 40,000 years ago now. So yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Zion Prince is saying congratulations. Thank you. I really appreciate all the congratulations. I know I said welcome, Frank. I think we all have missed you on YouTube. Will you be more regular from now on? From April, yes. From April, because by then all the stress will be, you know, the siege, like I like I tell my friends over here. I say by April the siege will be over. So the siege will be over by April. By April, I will be more consistent. The reason why there was this I think it started from late last year to early this year, and I wanted it to be done. I wanted it to be done by the end of March, but it has you know, stayed a little bit longer. So it's going to extend to, I think from after the first week of April, I should be very, very, very free and available to do, you know, to execute all the ideas I have, to comment on all the things I want to comment on, to make all the videos. I see all the news stories. I'm like, oh, I wish I had time to, you know, make a video and put it out there. But so many things are just, you know, so many hands are on my time. That's kind of the, and I'm sorry that you guys have to be the ones I get to deprive, but it is what it is. So yes, that's what is going on. Okay, let me explain the three weddings then. For those who don't know, I'm very sure many people know by now, but for those who don't know, in Nigeria, it's not really a must anyway. It's not like it's a rule. Some people do only one wedding, some people do two, some people do more than more than three, but it's to the same woman. It's not like we are marrying. Some people are like, is it to the same woman? Yes, it's to the same woman. It's not to three different women. I saw there was this comment I saw on the post that I made, and please, guys, keep smashing the like button. Okay, keep smashing that like button. Just keep destroying it. So back to what I was saying. So in Nigeria, you have multiple options of how you want to run your wedding. Of course, there are the ones that ones that is considered like necessary, mandatory. The weddings you have to do that are mandatory, like the traditional wedding, or they call it here the traditional marriage. And then there is the court wedding, and then there is the white wedding. So that's what make it three. Some people do more than that. Like the traditional marriage ceremony can be in multiple stages depending on the culture involved, right? Some cultures in this country do just one, like there's just one stage in the traditional marriage. Once you are done with that, you are married. Some cultures have like 2 stages, some have like 3 stages, some have like 4 stages. So depending on the culture involved. Mine is supposed to be like 3 stages, but we compressed all 3 stages into one. So the traditional marriage was one ceremony, not multiple ceremonies. So that is that. Then the court wedding. The court wedding follows after, and then now depending on the church you're doing the church you're doing the white wedding. If it's a church that there are some churches that if you're doing a white wedding in the church, you don't need to do court wedding because the certificate they give you is as good as a court document, like is as valid as that. Why some churches that is not the case. So not to take any chances, we decided to do the whole court thing. I'm following the alpha males and their advice to make sure it is legal, make sure they are there. But we are not signing any prenup. We are not signing any prenup. So that's the only thing we are not doing with regards to the court. To the court procedure. Anyways, and then there's the white wedding, which is the last one that we are doing. Now, some people do their court even after they do it after the what's it called now? They do it after the white wedding. Some do it like way anyway, it depends. Everything is malleable. You can change it. It doesn't have to follow a rigid structure. So that's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah, so that's the three marriage explanation or three weddings explanation. Any other question? Guys, this is a Q&A. Remember, send me your questions. I want to answer all your questions. If you want to know what I'm planning, you want to know what I'm cooking, you want to know something about Nigeria, even if it has to do with the news, send me all your questions and I'm ready, and I've been preparing to answer all your questions. I think I'm kind of like a mysterious figure on social media, especially on YouTube. Like so many things about me are not known. I want to be as known as I can be. How much does one spend on the three weddings? Well, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's not cheap at all. But anyway, just that's all I can say. It's not cheap. I can't give you a breakdown, but it's not cheap. Okay, the traditional marriage is expensive. The cheapest, I guess, if you are ranking them, the cheapest would be the court wedding. The court wedding is the cheapest. The most expensive will be the white wedding. So yeah, that's but it's not cheap. But again, you can actually do wedding on a budget. Even when you're doing three weddings, you can do them on a budget. People do weddings on a budget all the time. For some people, their white wedding is not really like a ceremony. It's just like a coming to church kind of thing, where the pastor or the priest just blesses the union and that's the end. No reception, right? Why some people do the white wedding and then do a reception afterwards, which can be costly depending on what you are planning to do during the reception. And of course, the traditional marriage, there are things you have to do, there are rites you have to perform that are like customary, so you have to perform those rights, and they're not cheap, but they can be negotiated anyways. So yeah, that is that. Angel said those weddings are beautiful. My own daughter from the US married over three last year in Port Harcourt. Not cheap at all, of course. Okay, from Port Harcourt, that's interesting. It's definitely not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. What did Veni Vidi Vici say? Good on you, Frank. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much. Also, something I need to address. Many people are always like, there's this people who are like worried for my well-being. I see comments like that every time on my post or my videos or something like that, and I want to. Guys, I am fine. You guys are more worried about my well-being than I am about myself. And I want to say I am fine. I am very, very fine. I am okay. Okay. Security-wise, I am fine. Trust me when I say that I am fine. Okay. I am not worried. And there is nothing that is going to happen to me. Maybe except an act of God. But if it's act of the jihadists, it's not going to happen. Okay, I am fine. They are the least of my worries. They are the least of my concern. When I wake up every day, the last thing I think about is, hey, who's going to chop off my head? So yeah, I remember one time there was this Nigerian Dawa guy who did a live stream with this lady. I've forgotten, the Muslim mom. I think that's her name. and they were saying something about wanting to debate me, and how, I'm one of those people who, I forgot, they were saying my name came up anyway. My name came up in their conversation, which I find very interesting. Usually, I mean, especially this period when I'm not posting much and people are talking about me, I'm like, what happens when I start posting like I used to? I guess, more people are going to. Anyways, they were talking about me, and funny enough is that was how I got to know that I was being mentioned was that I was watching Ja and DOC. I was watching their live stream, Ja and DOC's live stream, and then I saw them reacting to the clip, and I saw that I was mentioned. That was how I knew I was mentioned. Someone else was doing a live stream about it, and then I was watching it, and then I saw, I was mentioned. And then I also got a message from Satch telling me, you were mentioned by these people. And I was like, oh, interesting. But I was not worried. Even when that happened, I was not worried. The reason why the Nigerian Dawa guy was asking me to come to Abuja is just, the usual ambush. I don't live in Abuja. I don't stay in any place close to the north. And I'm fine like that. Of course, Nigeria has its issues and its challenges, but I'm fine generally. Okay. And I have never been worried about any of those. At one point that was the first time I made the first video criticizing Islam, which is titled How Islam Treats Women. When I made that video, I was worried. But after that video, I was like, there's nothing to be worried about. So yeah. Angel is asking, it was the Nigerian Dawa guy he wanted to debate me. He wanted it to be a live debate. Okay. He wanted it to be a live debate. He wanted me to come to Abuja. It's like, I challenge you to come to Abuja for a live debate. Let me say this. I don't know if I will. Yeah, his name is Abdul Response. Yes, that's this. I'm giving him free promo right now. Abdul Response is his name. So yes, when it comes to debates, generally, I am not a fan. Like, so if you challenge me from now till tomorrow, in fact, I know how the Muslims behave. Oh, he's running. Say all of that. It's not going to make me debate you. I am not a huge fan. Like, if I make a video, respond to my video. If you're tired of responding to them, don't respond to them. If you think whatever you want to think about me, say it on a video. Okay, I don't have to be there with you to I don't know. And I don't like how Muslim debates what it degenerates into. Okay, the personal attacks. I've seen enough to know I don't want to do any of that, because I am in this. I'm usually at the borderline of being not too Christian, and I feel they are going to push me over to start sounding like an unbeliever, So yeah, I don't have the what will I call it? The temperament for such kind of exchange. So that's why I will not engage in such, especially with, if I make a video and you have a problem with it, as if you're a Muslim or your Muslim guy is telling you that, just tell them, if he says something you don't like, make a video about. And here's the funny thing: when they make a video criticizing me for something I say, I don't respond, because I feel my video is out there. If you want a response, this is the funny thing I've always noticed about Muslims. And when they respond to you, let's say you make a video criticizing Islam, and then they make a response video to your critique of Islam. I feel if you go and watch the original video that they are responding to, don't watch the clip that they posted. Just watch the original video they are responding to. In it has the response to the criticism, because what they do is they just chop it. They just take a portion of it and be like, okay, this is the, and twist it. If you just go and watch the full video they are responding to, you see that their response falls short. It just falls short. There is nothing that they are actually responding to. They are just sometimes they create trauma, sometimes they intentionally misunderstand you. There was one time I wanted to make a response video to Dawa over Donya. He made a video about something that I said, and I wanted to respond to it, because I felt, I should respond to this, right? And as I was, as I was about to respond to it, I was like, what am I doing? If anybody who watches my original video, the video he's responding to, we already see the response. Like, it's already there. Like, do I really need to make another video essentially repeating the same thing I already said in the first one? Just watch the first one. You see that he actually did not respond to my video. There's this one I made. There was this video I made where I was talking about Almajiri schools in northern Nigeria. And this, like, Islam aside, right? Islam aside, this is a humanitarian crisis in northern Nigeria, where children do not go to school and they end up in Almajiri schools. And these Almajiri schools do not, equip these children with anything that will make them beneficial to society. All they learn is the Quran and Arabic. And as nice, and maybe there's some Islamic value or religious value to learning the Quran and learning Arabic, but social, political, economical value, there is none. And my video was essentially pointing that out, that what the only option these children get is to become beggars. And if you go to the north, many of them are beggars, right? They become beggars or they become extremists. They get to, this, and that is the kind of, when you raise children like that and you give them limited to no option, then it becomes appealing when you tell them if you blow up somebody, you get 72 virgins, because that's the only thing that life seems to offer them. And the person telling them this thing is somebody whose children are going to great universities. Some of them in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, even in the West, right? So you have the children of the leader in the community is going to the best schools, both their male and female children, while the children in those communities are going to Almajiri schools where all they learn is Arabic and the Quran. And I was pointing that out. That's what I was pointing out. And then what was Dawa over Donya's response? It was like, oh, here is somebody who is criticizing Muslims for taking their religion seriously. And I was like, what? How do I respond to this nonsense? Like, where do I begin? Anybody who finds this response appealing is just stupid. That's just how I felt. Like, any person who finds this response if somebody think this is the response, this is it. I've been destroyed, humiliated. I've been whatever it is you feel Dawa Vadoya just did by saying that. If you think that, then you are painfully stupid and there is nothing I can say to you. That is just it. So that's why sometimes people are like, respond to this person they are criticizing. I'm like, what am I responding to? Muslims always like, this person has been debunked. Debunked is one thing that is used on YouTube every time in such a way that at this point it should be a joke. It should be a running YouTube joke. Whenever somebody says you have been debunked, it should be because debunk sometimes is just in title only. It's just in the video title only that you will be debunked. In the substance of the video, the person was just saying things. You just say words and now you have been you've debunked somebody. So that is how I feel with regards to debating with regards to debating Dawa guys and Muslims on YouTube. There was this time there was this Muslim who was in I think I'll take him as a Muslim friend, even though he was from Europe. I have forgotten the country specifically in Europe that he was from. I think we are no longer in communication because I was tired of talking to him, because I felt everything I was saying was just falling on somebody who was like, it's like pouring water on a brick or pouring water on stone. That's how I felt. I felt like I was pouring water on stone talking to the guy, because everything I said was not making any he's like, he didn't hear me, you understand? And I will bring up this, and then of course, he was one of the problem I had with him was how he flip-flops. Like one moment he's talking like he's a Shia Muslim, the next moment he's talking like he's a Sunni Muslim. Like he just any he's like a shapeshifter. Any shape that he will adapt, any form of Islam he will adopt for the current moment, he's going to adopt it, and tomorrow he's going to just abandon it. And I was like, nah, I don't want to continue talking to this person. I just got tired. So yeah, that is my conversation with Muslims. I think my videos are enough. That's how I feel when it comes to talking about Islam. I believe my videos are enough. If they are not enough, well, they should find someone else. But as for debates, probably not going to happen. Maybe somewhere in the future when I have enough. What do I need to have enough of now? I don't know. Whenever I have enough of what I think I should have enough of, we'll have that debate. It will. But for now, no. And another good thing is, thankfully, as God will have it, is that there are so many, which is one thing I admire about the, well, I call it the critic of Islam YouTube community or online communities, that we have various YouTubers of, with different things that they focus on. Like we have, what's his name now? Avery from God Logic, which I watch his content and is very amazing person. And he's a good debater, very good debater, has Muslims on, they debate stuff, they ask questions. And I think he really does a very fantastic job. And if you want to see, if you want to see Muslims get destroyed, if that's something that you love to see, just go on Avery's channel and you see him do that every time. Or you watch Bob the Builder, you watch his compilation from Speaker's Corner. And also they give you good arguments of how to, engage with Muslims in person. My strength, is doing research and compiling videos and making a good edit and putting it out there. That is my strength. So I want to lean into that. Okay, so yeah, that is how I choose to roll. Any other question, guys? Any other question? King of Current said, yeah, your edits are tip top. Thank you. I try. That's something I want to keep improving, because before being a youth, a critic of Islam, or even before being a YouTuber, I have been and still am a video editor. First and foremost, as far as my YouTube career is concerned, I'm a video editor. I've done so many. There's some videos you may have seen online that you don't know I'm the one who edited it, but that's a story for that is a story for another day. I'm a video editor first and foremost, okay, before being a YouTuber. So I want to improve on that. And one of the things I usually do when I make videos is try to experiment on stuff and see how they go. Let me go to the super chats. I want to thank Jill Bill for the super sticker, 2.49 euros. Or is that pounds or euro? I don't know. The E, I don't know which one. I don't know which one it stands for. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Daniel Sad or Sadi. Hey man, just making sure you saw the question. Will you visit Israel? We owe folks like you AP and deal with plenty. I would love to. Okay, I had expressed this to some of my Israeli friends that I would love to. Okay, I would love to, but it's a trip to Israel right now is it's above my let's just say something I can uncomfortably afford it, okay? But comfortably, I cannot. So there's something Nigerians will say, if I do this one, it will shake me. So if I plan a trip to Israel, it will shake me, okay? But I would love to. I would love to. Someday, sometime, somewhere, it's going to happen. And I really appreciate my Israeli audience, my Israeli friends, from my favorite, which is what's her name now? Rebecca. I really love that lady. Watch her content. So people say she's boring, but I find her interesting, But I don't watch her all the time. Maybe that's why. Maybe if I watch too much Rebecca content, I'll be like, oh no, I'll start yawning. Maybe. But every time I stumble across her video or I get recommended and I watch them, I find them very interesting. Any person who is not subscribed to Rebecca's channel should go and subscribe. She is a very amazing Israeli content creator. And then there is Tor, right? The traveling clat. Very interesting. I don't get, this is the funny thing. When I go on YouTube, when it's recommended, I watch. So, and oddly enough, I don't get recommended much of Thor's content. Also Mansoor too. I've watched the growth of Mansoor's channel and also the growth of the quality of content that he puts out. And I'm telling you, it is remarkable. It is remarkable what Mansoor is doing. Also, if you're not following that guy, go and follow. I don't know, my moderators, please, if you can post the link to these channels that I'm mentioning on the live chat, so people can go there and just like follow these people. These are amazing creators from Israel, rather. Amazing Israeli content creators, and I think you should check them out, especially Mansoor. His growth, the growth of the quality of his content is something that I really applaud. I really, because I remember when I met him, the kind of content he was making then and the kind of content he's making now. I'm really impressed. Also, check out Rebecca. If some people say that her voice is kind of monotonous and can put you to sleep, but not me. I'm not one of them. So if you're like me and you like this kind of things, rather, you like that kind of thing, please go ahead and check her out. And also the traveling clat. Very the ones that I've watched, although I don't get recommended, I don't know why. Maybe YouTube look at me and like, you will not like this kind of things, you don't watch traveling channel, which I usually don't. But if you enjoy traveling content, I think you should check the traveling clat. I think you should check him out. Very incredible stuff that he does. So yeah. I said, Frank, you got to hit him up. Or hit up Tall and Mansour, film content in Israel. That's if I eventually go to Israel. Okay. That's if I eventually go. Well, we are still working about going. Okay, this is a question from Kitla. He said, how do you view the future of Nigeria and Africa because of the high fertility of peacefuls? There will be more and more problems in the future. Okay, I have more concern about honestly, and God is my witness that what I'm saying is true from my heart. I have more concern about Muslims that enjoy healthcare, free healthcare, than I have with Muslims that don't. Okay? The Muslims in Africa don't enjoy free healthcare. So when they tell me that they are the highest breeders, I'm like, when you say you are the highest breeders, what I hear is highest infant mortality. That's what I hear. Okay? So don't act like all your children grow up to become adults to begin with. Much less adults that I should consider a problem. That's how I see Muslims in Africa, especially the ones in West Africa, the ones in East Africa. And again, they keep fighting each other. You should keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying that all these things kind of make me feel like, oh, well, let's not worry about it. Get worried about these people. There are so many things that is happening in various Muslim communities in Nigeria or in states that have a thriving Muslim population that are really concerning. Right? At the end of the day, Nigerians know how to adjust. That's one of the good things we know how to do. In Kaduna, then it used to be like religious crisis used to be like a very serious issue. Still is a serious issue, but not as serious as it was when it became a thing, where every now and then you hear that the Muslims attacked the Christians and stuff like that. And what the Christian communities then, especially the ones in Southern Kaduna, what they did was, they armed themselves, they became more militant, and they were willing and ready to return fire for fire. And now many of the things that you see happening in Jos cannot happen in some places in Kaduna. And Kaduna is farther north, like compared to Jos, right? So when you see things like, oh, this was happening in Jos, this was happening, it's only a matter of time and those communities will become militant. So like the Christian communities will become as militant as the non-Christian, as the Muslim community. Everyone in northern Nigeria is a militant. Some are yet to realize it as or has to be a militant. You understand? They have to have this militant way of. You can't tell those people to turn the other cheek. Those are not the people that you tell to wait for the government or to turn the other cheek or to endure hardship or something like that. No, these people are going to pick up arms. They are going to do it eventually. I mean, I have the privilege of having many friends from the north, or if you're not many, like there are 1,000, a few friends from the north, and we've had conversations. And they always tell me, Frank, I know there is this way you are seeing what is going on in the north, but really for us who live in the north, it's not really, we don't really see it like that. Like, we know how to handle this kind of, we know what is going on. We know how to handle it. And with time, this problem will not be making the news as it is making right now. So for those in the north, I really see them eventually handling the situation. But Christians in northern Nigeria are not like Christians you find anywhere else in the world. Okay? When you see Christians in the south, you see Christians in like southern Nigeria, and you see Christians in the west, that's the western world. We sound very peaceful. We are peace lovers. Okay, we like peace. We follow peace. We follow after peace. We are all about human flourishing and all whatnot. But not Christians in the north, especially northern Nigeria. They believe in violence. They believe in war. They believe in killing. They believe in an eye for an They believe in an eye for an eye. They believe in, you know, a friend of mine was telling me that in her community, she's from the north. She said in her community is a thing of pride. Is a thing of pride. Something you brag about when you kill a Muslim. And this is a Christian. And this is a Christian community. It's a thing of pride where you kill a Muslim. It's like, yes, we killed, like, if somebody, when they have like this communal clash and you're like, I killed some Muslims, this is a thing of pride for them. Of course, this is not what I'm, please, before someone will say I am encouraging Islamophobia, I am not saying that this is the mindset I'm promoting. I am just reporting things as they are in the north. You know, before somebody will cut this clip and say, you see, Islamophobia, Muslims are suffering in the north. No, I am saying because of the environment that the Muslims themselves have created, this is how it is now in the north, even in the Christian communities, that these people have suffered so much in the hand of jihadists that it is now a thing of pride for them when they get to kill a jihadist or a Muslim who you know, decide to follow the commands of Muhammad. So that's kind of how it is in the north, and that's the future for northern Nigeria until, I guess, we get a government that is ready and committed to fighting insecurity and really combating insecurity. Because what we have in Nigeria, even when we have a leader, when we have a president or a leadership that is not majority Muslim, you still see them try to appeal and appease Muslims, because most of them are not from the north. Like, northern Christians don't get to hold significant positions like that in government. If Christians get to hold such positions, they are Christians from the south, and those Christians from the south don't really understand Islam like that. So they get to always try to appease the Muslims. The last time we had a leader, a president from southern Nigeria, that's from the south, from Bayelsa State, he did everything to appease Muslims, like everything. This guy was a Muslim appeaser, and he's a Christian. And from the south, he built schools for them, built religious schools for them, built mosque for them, did everything for them. Like he was giving his heart out to the Muslims, hoping to win their vote, to win their sympathy, for them to like him. And they never did. When the next election came, he was voted out. In recent history, he's the only one-term president we've ever had. And the Muslims he was banking on disappointed him. So, yeah, that is what it is. So, concerning the future of Africa, when it comes to Islam, in this part of the world, I see Islam as dying. I don't see it as thriving. Despite many of the things you see, like in the news, whether it's happening in Congo or in Sudan, believe me, that is what a dying religion looks like. True. It's not Christianity that is dying. It is Islam. It is the other way around. Okay, what you see are the symptoms of a dying religion. The problem where I find problematic for me is Muslims in the West and how they are thriving in the West. I find it more problematic than whatever it is that Muslims are doing in northern Nigeria, because I know, we are going to, the people in those communities are going to handle it. But when they blow up a somewhere in London, I feel, nobody's going to do anything about that. You know. So that is that. King of Currents does not agree with me. Shocker. He doesn't agree. What is the point of disagreement, if I may ask? Any other question? Okay. This is from Jenny Zarat. What political party from Nigeria do you like or support? Okay, let me tell you the one I don't like. let me tell you the ones I don't like. About like I don't know which one I like or let me just tell you the one I don't like. I don't like. We have three. We used to have two major political parties, but I think right now it is three. It's safe to say that there are three major political parties in Nigeria. You have APC, that's All Progressive Party. You have PDP, the People's Democratic Party, and then you have Labour, right? Is it Labour? Yeah, LP, Labour Party. So our Labour is not like Labour in the Our Labour Party is not like Labour in the UK. Okay, everything is kind of reverse over here. So the parties I don't like APC and I don't like PDP. Okay, why? Because they are corrupt. That's just the short answer, because they are corrupt. Even some people in the Labour Party, they are also corrupt, but at least corruption is not as pronounced. Also, it's kind of but let me not give a very elongated answer. It's just the political parties I don't like is PDP and APC. So yeah, that leaves us with Labour Party. Do I like them? I don't know, but I don't dislike them as much as I dislike the first two I just mentioned. So let me see if I've missed King of Current's response, because that's what I was waiting for when he said I kind of do not agree with you. Okay. He said the fact that Islam is dying in Africa, the poverty rate is encouraging people to embrace jihad and become warlords. It is. I agree with you on the fact that there is that effect, because I even stated that earlier, that when you live in poverty and all you know is just Arabic and Quran, your options in life are very limited. So you end up becoming a jihadist, willing to die, right? And of course, you are going to eventually die. So that is kind of how I see it. Okay, and one thing you should know is that it's not just that one of the people that Muslims attack are Christians. Yes, but most of the times when they have conflict and they have issues, the people they are attacking are their own. They're attacking their own. Okay, Boko Haram blow up mosques than they blow up churches, and that's the fact. That is actually a fact. So the biggest enemy of Muslims are Muslims themselves and Islam. Okay. That is why we try to convince them to change, to repent, to see the light, because the number one victim of Islam are Muslims. And that's one thing that will help you to be gracious towards Muslims. I think sometimes the way I talk about Islam make people not to have grace towards the average Muslim. And maybe sometimes I feel that even in my own heart, where I am not really being gracious as I ought to be. But I want to encourage us, including myself. So as I'm speaking to you, I'm also speaking to myself, that we should be gracious towards Muslims. They are as much of a victim as the victims of jihad and the victim of terrorism, because the condition upon which, now I'm not excusing what they are doing, but the condition upon which many of them grow up encourages them to embrace this kind of life. And I think Islam on its own breeds that environment. It breeds that environment of hopelessness, where the only hope you can aspire towards is the one in the afterlife. And I think Islam as a religion itself promotes that in every way, both in theology, in what it teaches, and also the environment that it creates. You get, so that's for many of the radical extremist activities you see in Africa. This is the bedrock. So in a way, when some news agencies are like, the reason why there is insecurity is because of poverty, they are kind of right. They're kind of right? But then the underlying condition that creates that poverty and also offers the option of violence as the solution is Islam. So Islam creates the problem and then offers a forced solution to the problem. And these news agencies are not ready to talk about that. All right, so that is me addressing King of Current. Any other question? And if you ask a question now, I will see it. If you've asked in the past, I may not see it. But if you have a question now, shoot, and I will answer. Okay? Shoot your question. We are waiting for your questions. Please, guys, remember, nobody is smashing the like button. I am watching. You know, this is not that live stream where I'm going from tab to tab. It's just one tab that is open on my system, and I'm seeing what is going on. And people are not smashing the like button. I can see it. Start smashing the like button now. I'm watching you. I'm watching you people. And I'm waiting for your questions as well. I'm waiting for your questions. Meanwhile, is there any other? Okay. Yes, and I know this question. How have you been, Frank? The most. Is that a very well? I'll answer the question. I will. I have been doing well. I've been well. Going through. I've been going through a lot. I've been going. I've been going through a lot. It's nice. You see, if you see anybody in Nigeria that tells you that you are getting married, you shake them and say, "You are doing well, my brother. You are doing well. The Lord is your strength. May the Lord strengthen you." That's what you should say to them. May the Lord strengthen you. May the Lord guide you and keep you. And when you say the congratulations, you say it in all caps. Okay? You say it in all caps. Let me tell you short story. Okay, I don't know if the people involved will appreciate the fact that I'm sharing this, but I'll try not to say too much, but just say enough to cover to give you an idea of what's going on. So I went when I was coming back, the day I was coming back from the traditional marriage, because you have to travel to the bride's village for the tradition. You don't do it just anywhere. You have to go to the bride's village. Although some people can make their special situations where you can make special arrangement to do it in a different location. But typically you travel to the bride's village for the traditional marriage. So when you're coming back, you come back with your bride. It's kind of customary to come back with the bride. It's like you went to purchase her and now you're coming back with your property. And yes, why you are purchasing her, they keep reminding you, we are not selling our daughter, you know. So when I was coming back, I was calling some people and I was like, yeah, we are done. And they were like, I hope you paid in full. I said, yeah, I paid in full. And they're like, oh, that's all that matters. Every other story you want to tell is not really important. What is important is that you paid in full. Congratulations, you are a man. You know, I've been a man for a very long time, but after the traditional marriage, I think it's now official. This is rite of passage. How you become a man in Nigeria. You get married. Once you get married, you see everybody telling you, now you are a man. You know. Okay. Question from Saj. He said, I have a question for you, brother. How do you maintain your lean? Is that the question? Yeah, you guys are asking very serious questions. These are the important questions. These are life-changing questions that I'm these are life-changing questions that I'm being asked. This is powerful stuff right now. Okay, how do I maintain my lean physique? I was born this way. I took after my mother. This is my mother's look. This is her physique. Okay. I don't think I do it as much. But I'm not like somebody who like puts everything I see in my mouth. I don't put everything I see in my mouth. So maybe I don't eat too much, you know. But this is just how I was born like this. You know, I came out of my mother's womb looking like this. Believe you me. Okay. So that's the answer to the very serious question. Any other question? Angel says she's watching from two accounts. That is how you support the channel, guys. This is what we call commitment. If you are not doing this, you are wrong. All right, here's a question from King of Current. He said, Frank, what's your view on the Israel-Palestine war currently? Now, this is the moment of truth. Since the beginning of this year, except the few times I covered the topic, but for the most part, since this year, I have not really been paying attention to geopolitical. Like, I've really not been. I can't even remember what the last news headline I saw about the conflict was. I have really, my mind, a lot of things have been taking my attention. I think once I'm done, the first thing I need to do is to soak myself back into this toxic world of wars and jihadist activities and violence and shedding of blood and people speaking nonsense. You know, I have to go back and just soak myself into it again and acquaint myself, you know, see the new roads that have been built in the war against jihadists, or the progress or the lack thereof that has been made, or the regression that has been made. I really will have to dip myself. So current view, I have none, you know. So that is I have none. Rosua said, you were born with a beard. You will not believe it, but I was born with the capacity to have beards. My beards are not even that, they're not that impressive. Ajok Ali said most Nigerians are built like beasts. Yeah, we are. Yeah, many Nigerians are like, one of the signs of being a wealthy man in Nigeria is when you are fat, but some of us don't have the ability to be. We've tried, trust me, we've tried, and we gave up. We're like, no more. We can't. We are not. This is not what we are. This is not what we are born to do. We can't. Any other question? Any other question? I was thinking that the questions would be flooding in, like it would be a floodgate of questions. But here I am asking. This question is not directed to me. Okay, this is from King of Current. Are you optimistic about the future of Nigeria? Do you feel the country is headed in the right direction? If I'm to judge based on what is happening in the country, no. Okay, there is nothing optimistic, and I'm not talking based on Muslim Christian dynamic in Nigeria. I'm talking just generally based on economic and political issues that are happening in the country. Nigeria is not. Let me give you one thing that happened recently. I think everybody in the country knows about this. So let me tell you one. The president of the country just suspended the governor and the House of Representatives of a state. Just sat down and suspended them, and turns out that he can. I don't know. He could do that. I mean, I'm a student of law. I studied law in the university, and even I was like, wait, is that possible? And I was getting I was reading and I was seeing so many arguments for, yes, it's possible, no, it's not possible. It was kind of like this shocking thing that has never happened in the country before, where a sitting president suspends a sitting governor and suspends the lawmaking body in the states. This is a federal republic. A federal where state a federal republic where a sitting president is suspending a sitting governor and a sitting House of Representatives. That's the lawmaking body in a state. It's like the government in that state has been suspended. They said it's declaring a state of emergency, and it was like, yeah, everybody's suspended. I was like, really? So he could do that? So again, Angel just remind me, let's not talk about I just remembered that I live in Nigeria. Before somebody will not come in and say, Frank, what are you? How? I can talk about Islam all day, but I dare not mention Tinubu. That's where I'm crossing the line. Trust me, that is where I'm crossing the line. As a matter of fact, actually, there are people who have been arrested for stuff like that. This is Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. You can criticize Islam, but stay in certain parts of the world, or certain parts of the country, and nothing will happen to you. But if you criticize the government, especially the current president, something might happen to you. Yep. King of Current is asking, I wonder those who study law in Nigeria, how they feel. How do they feel? Another story. Let me tell you your stories, because this is I think this is a very good question. So I studied law, but I don't practice. I didn't go to law school. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to practice. So yes, small personal information for you to know about me. So when I decided that I was not going to go to law school and I was not going to practice, my parents were upset. My siblings were upset. They were like, Frank, why would you do such a thing? This is like a waste of your 5 years in the university. You're going to do all of that and then not practice as a lawyer. Why would you do such a thing? And a couple of friends of mine they shared the same sentiment. They shared the same sentiment at the time. And we are like, this is a waste. You shouldn't have done, you shouldn't have just thrown all of that away, just, to do something else with your life after spending 5 years in the university studying law. But I felt I knew what I was doing. Honestly, I did not at that time, but now I'm grateful that I did what I did. So fast forward to the current administration. And my brother was calling me and was like, I thank God that you're not a lawyer. He was like, I thank God that you're not a lawyer. I thank God you're not you're not part of the problem. When we were having that conversation, I just kept laughing. And it was like, can you imagine what they are turning the legal system into? And all of a sudden, the decision I made in not knowing what I was doing at the time, but I had this strong conviction about what I was doing, but I wasn't doing it with being fully informed. But my uninformed decision turned out to be the right decision. So you can imagine how other lawyers feel. Now, definitely there are lawyers who don't litigate. So there are lawyers who, based on their practice and what they choose to specialize on, they don't get to feel the negative effect of the Nigerian legal system. So to them, we thank God for them. But many lawyers are not happy. Like you hear, there was this time, I think it was in the news, where lawyers will have a case, right? Or they'll have a client bring a case to them, and the client will tell them, see, don't worry, all you have to do is just go to the court, okay? We've settled the judge. We've settled the judge. You don't have to. Just go and represent us. And then when the lawyer is like, sir, this is how much we charge per hour, or this is how we, when they say that, the client is like, see, I've already settled this. Like, we've already settled the judge, so I don't know why you are charging this high. You're not really doing anything. Just go there and just stand there. The case is already settled. We've paid the judge. Judges. I think there was a report that came up last year or early this year, recently in Nigeria, and it was like a list of government agencies or something like that collect the highest number of bribes. Like the bribes, the percentage or the highest percentage of bribes in Nigeria. And the judiciary, we are the highest. I thought it was going to be the police. I really thought it was going to be the police. Like, they say the police force is collecting the highest, because that's what every Nigerian would think. Oh, it's the police. But no, it was the judges, the judiciary. They were the ones collecting the highest number of bribes. So when you live in a country with that kind of condition, you cannot, based on that, say that things are looking bright. But I am optimistic. Let me not say I am optimistic. I am hopeful. Maybe they are the same thing. But I am really hopeful. And my hope is not based on what is happening. My hope is in the greatness of God. And this might sound, he's being religious. But I really strongly believe that God is not finished with this country. Nigeria, when it has to do with Christianity and when it has to do with the plan that I believe God has for the nation, I am really, 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 really hopeful. Like, I look forward to what the future holds for Nigeria, because I believe strongly that the salvation of this nation will not come from the north, it will not come from the east, it will not come from the west, it will not come from the south, it will come from above. Okay? And that he that is from above is above all. And he will deliver us. He will deliver us. Every time I really, really am hopeful about this. Whenever I see what is happening in the world, I believe that hope is coming from where people do not expect that hope will come from. And not just for Nigeria, but for the world. I believe that hope is coming from a place where people are not expecting it. I believe that the hope for the world is coming from this continent. I strongly believe it. I really strongly believe it. Because when you look at the West, they've lost the plot. And Christianity is thriving in the South. And I say in the South. Yes, in the South, but in Africa, rather. Christianity is thriving it's doing well, and even in the Middle East. It's doing well, despite all the things you see Christians being attacked. See, whenever you see those news that Christians are being attacked, remember that why they are being attacked is because there are Christians there in the first place. I don't know if you understand. Like, you see Christians being attacked in Syria. Remember, there are Christians in the first place. There are Christians there in a place where you thought, I thought they said they are 90% Christian Muslims. So they still have Christians there. That is good. That is the silver lining in the dark cloud. And many a times, the reason why Muslims start attacking Christian communities is that they see that they are doing well, that they are booming, they are thriving, they are doing well. So this is the devil responding to the progress of the gospel. Using Muslims to respond to the progress of the gospel. And nothing can stop it. Nothing can stop what God is solemnly and strongly behind. And I feel that strongly. That is the hope that I have for Africa. That is the hope that I have for Nigeria. That our salvation is coming from above. So with that in mind, I am very hopeful. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very hopeful. So before we continue and look at other questions, I want to look at I want to appreciate the fans that are putting their money where their mouth is. Ajo Kali, thank you very much. Thank you for the congratulatory message. I really appreciate it. And thank you for the super chat. I also want to thank Angel. She's Angel twice. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am happy that I have this effect that I'm making you talk. I've made you talk today. I'm happy that I'm able to do that. And I appreciate those who are putting their money where their mouth is. In other words, put your money where your mouth is today by sending a super chat. King of Current is asking if I've seen the animation of the 20s of the 21. No, I haven't. But now that you've mentioned it, I'll go and check it out. Hey, Jazz is here. Jazz, my able sponsor. Oh, you're late. Oh, an hour late. It's fine. You're not usually late. So I know if you're late today, probably something came up or maybe you forgot. Whatever it is, you are excused and I hold it not against you. Thank you for the congratulations as well. So the questions, ladies and gentlemen. This is from Lost Monk. Hello, my friend. Radical Islamism isn't a threat to Africa. It is a global threat, by the way. Love from Bharat. I don't know how that is pronounced. The land that protected Northeast Asia from being Islamized. Okay. To the first part, radical Islam isn't the threat to Africa. It is a global threat. Yes, it is. It is definitely a global threat. I want to thank King of Current for gifting 9. No, he did not gift 9. He became a member for 9 months. But he also gifted 5 Nigerian Perspective membership. Yo. And I'm being told Bharat is, or Bharat. Am I pronouncing, is it Bharat or is it Bharat? Tell me in the comments. It's in India. Okay. That's good to know. India is also somewhere that I would like to go. I would like to go just so I will see Ayonora live and in person. I want to shake her hand. I want to say, this is the Ayonora I've been hearing about. That is why I want to. That is my primary reason of wanting to go to India. Then the secondary reason is to shoot content there, of course. But thank you once again, King of Current, for the Nigerian Perspective membership. 5. Oh, that's interesting. That's powerful. That's huge numbers right there. And not to be. My able sponsor is at work. Let's go. Let's go. My able sponsor is at work. Please give a round of applause for Please fund the honeymoon. Fund the honeymoon. Let's go to Bukatu Ranch. Okay, yes, I know you're giving me lessons about India. Frank, northeastern India was protected by the Ahoms dynasty. Our ancestors defeated the Mughal invaders 17 times, hence saving the area from being Islamified. Wow. I'll keep that in mind. That's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. I am hearing that John is in India now. I thought he's in the US. John, are you in India? Are you in India now? You relocated? Is there something I have been missing? You guys should fill me in. That's true. Sorry. There are some fans that I fill me in. What's going on? I thought you were in the US. I thought I was supposed to be the one answering questions, but now I have a lot of questions. I'm still waiting for your questions, guys. Thank you to everyone that is supporting us financially. I greatly appreciate. But I'm also waiting for your questions. That's what we are here to do. Ask the questions. Shoot your questions. I'm ready to answer them. I want to answer 10 questions. And then we'll close the live stream. 10. So start asking the questions. If you've asked a question before and I did not answer, please repeat the question so I can answer it. And we are waiting. While we are waiting, what story can I tell? I don't have plenty of stories. I'm waiting for your questions, guys. I am waiting for your questions. And yeah. Okay, while we are waiting for the questions, let me tell you all, okay, here's a question. How's the state of the terrorists these days? Well, God is causing confusion in the camp of the enemy. Yeah, that's what I can say. The question is, okay, not the question. I'm in the US. I know I'm saying you would visit India when I'm also visiting, so we can all hang out together. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Here's a question from Ayana Frank. What about the content on the other channel? As you said that, I just remember that. Yeah, it's true. I have another channel. Like, oh yeah, another channel. I have that. I actually have that. Well, we'll keep you guys posted. We'll keep everyone posted. But for now, I have the plans I have is concerning this channel. We'll keep you guys posted on the other one. That is the answer. So let me use this opportunity while I'm waiting for some of your questions to tell you all the plans that I have for this channel. God bless you, Frank, and all you're standing for good and again, and all you're standing for good and against, and all you standing for. Jesus Christ, look at how I'm reading. God bless you, Frank, and all you standing for good and against evil. Thank you. Okay, yes, from Fluffy Muffins. I asked before, but are you ever worried about Muslims outnumbering Christians and Nigerians like they did in Lebanon? No, I am not. I'm really not worried about that. Not worried about it at all. So that's the answer. It's not like Nigeria is a very people need to understand this. Nigeria is not a very tolerant society by any metric. It's a very, even by the normal standard of what's people always criticize tolerance and how extreme the West has taken it. But even moderate standard of tolerance is not something that the average Nigerian has. Ethnic tolerance. It's not a very tolerant society at all. So we are not going to get so tolerant that we will not see the rise of, let's say, we see Muslims in great numbers and think, oh, we are just neighbors, we are just friends. That's not Nigeria. It's never going to be this country. So I'm not worried. And again, the South does not have like a population decline. It doesn't have that. So yeah. What are some of the unique challenges you face as a Nigerian doing YouTube? Okay. One of the things you face, if you're a Nigerian and you're running a YouTube channel, one of the challenges you face is first of all, there's the time difference, especially when you consider that many of the people you get to collaborate with are like 8 hours behind. So there's that. Second is internet connection. You're going to have that as a major challenge, internet connection, and then electricity. And also the ability to get gadgets, to find the gadgets that you need. You might even have the money to buy them, but you may not be able to find them when you need them. You have to wait, or you have to order from abroad and stuff like that. So these are some of the challenges. And also, there are many content creators in Nigeria, and most of them appeal to Nigerians. I think I'm one of the few content creators from Nigeria who has most of his fans or fan base in from the United States, from the UK, from India, from other parts of the world. You know, a small portion of my viewers are Nigerians. In fact, I have more South African viewers than I have Nigerian viewers. Is that not interesting? When I check my what's it called? My analytics, that's what I find. Right. So it's really you also have to be, as a Nigerian, also have to be able to communicate, uh how to bridge that communication gap. I think it's something you also have to be able to do, which might be a challenge if you are a content creator from Nigeria. So yeah, those are. But for me, it was not, especially the last part, which is bridging the communication, or the language. It's not like we don't speak the same English. It's just what a phrase may mean to an average Nigerian may not be the same to somebody who is in the West. So you have to, whenever you're talking, think about that always. You know, I am more fluent when I speak with Nigerians. I am more fluent. I speak more fluently, but here I kind of, because of how conscious I am, to communicate effectively, it kind of can mess up with your grammar. That's why when I record and when I'm in a live stream, how I speak is not the same, because when I record, I already know what I want to say. So I'm saying it, I've thought about it, but here I get to speak on the go, on the fly. I'm thinking it, and then I'm, voicing out my opinion as I am formulating it. So you want to, self-edit yourself. You get to do that a lot when you are a Nigerian content creator like myself. What else? Let me okay, just the same. Frank, definitely watch the 21, and watch the video where they got the spiritual details. It's really worth the watch as well. As where the okay, I get the point you're trying to make, which is that I should watch the 21, and I will. Okay, after this live stream, I'm going to watch it. I promise you that. Definitely. How many questions have I answered? AA is asking, when will you accept the real religion of God? Which one? Islam? Okay, there is a when. It has to happen eventually. AA is like it's going to happen eventually. If it's going to happen eventually, you believe that everybody is going to definitely accept this your real religion, which I presume will be Islam, then you have to wait for me to die. You have to, maybe when I'm dead, if indeed Islam is real. In fact, it will be the huge. I will be really shocked if that joke of a religion turns out. In fact, I'm not even expecting. It's not even a conversation, right? Because Islam is a huge joke, a very big joke. So there's no way that joke is going to turn out to be true. So never. It is never going to happen. Never. It's never going to happen. Okay. I hope that answers your question. My dear precious brother Frank, were you able to attend the Rehad Bunky meeting? No, I was not. When I was growing up in Lagos, he held many crusades in Lagos, but I don't think I attended any. I did not. And I think I was much younger then. I'm not that old, guys. I know I may look old, but I'm not that old. I was younger then, and my parents did not see the need. If I had told them I wanted to attend, they'd be like, why? But I watched a couple. I saw a couple of them, watched them, but I wasn't physically present. But he was really a powerful evangelist. But I think he's late now. So yeah, he was very powerful evangelist, Christian evangelist in Nigeria. And remarkable. His work in Nigeria was remarkable. Who's this? That Christianity does not even instruct you how to wipe your right. Right. Okay. Any other question, guys? Please. I know I may have missed some questions, but while I was answering other questions, but if you have asked a question and I am yet to answer them, shoot your questions right now. Shoot them right now while I'm talking about the future of the channel. Okay. Um, from April, I intend from the second week of April, I intend to post videos. I may not be doing shots as often as I used to, so expect lesser shots, like or even none, maybe. We'll see how it goes, but I expect lesser shots. I want to focus more on making longer videos. So starting, I want to start with making 10-minute videos, 20-minute videos, longer content like that, talking about issues so that I can give a definitive, holistic, complete, Of course, I'll still be covering news stories as often as I can and also covering other things. And it may not, but it most likely will still be about our favorite religion as well as other issues. But it's going to be at least one video every week, which will be coming out every Monday. So I'm making videos every Monday. I think the first week may not be on Monday, or maybe it may not. But yeah, every Monday it is. Every Monday from April, from the second week of April, expect a video. That's what we are working with, and lesser shots, if not none, less to none. Okay, that's what you should expect in the shorts category. So that's the plan. That's the plan. And subsequently, I intend to scale that up to 2 videos every week. I can't wait to scale it up to 2 videos every week. I really love, churning out content. So, but we are starting with 1 video every week, released on Monday. So expect that it's going to be, one thing I'll guarantee is that it's going to be funny. I'll try. I'll tell the joke. If you get to laugh, fine. If you don't, just know I tried. So it's going to be funny. It's going to be informative. It's going to, informative, especially funny and informative, and hopeful. That's what I'm going to try to make my videos about. I'm going to try to include much of in my videos moving forward. Is let it not sound too dark, and gloomy and hopeless. I want it to be hopeful, And then with regards to live streams, will I have more of those? I do not know. But I think, you know what I'll say here? I will do live streams every week, once every week. And it's going to be non-formal like this one. We may not necessarily have a topic, but we are going to have a live stream every week, once every week from April, from the second week of April. So those are the things I'm promising you all. A live stream every week, a video every week, lesser shots, and we'll see how it goes. Someone is asking, did Muhammad ever exist? He most likely did not. What's the work position you dislike the most? The work position I dislike the most. The work position I dislike the most is this notion that every culture is equal. Right? Every culture is equal mentality. I dislike it. Even as a Nigerian who, there are some things in my culture that I am proud of, and there are things about my culture that I'm not proud of. But this idea that every culture is equal, I think is one of the problems that has allowed the West to be deceived by the lies of Islam. It's just this view that, these people are just as reasonable as we are. Any person who does something extreme is not really, is not really being reasonable. I'm very sure this is not what this religion advocates for. It's just this extremism, because my culture, where I'm from, we are not okay with this kind of mindset and what have you. Therefore, these people are definitely like us. No. All cultures are not equal. All cultures are not equally good. All cultures are not equally what's the word now? Beneficial for society and geared towards human flourishing. So this cultural tolerance that states that you do not criticize a culture, because that will make you intolerant. I don't think it is intolerant to criticize a culture. If I no, even when your reasons for criticizing the culture is not valid, or are not valid, when your reasons are not valid, even when they are not valid, I don't think that makes you intolerant. I just think it makes you probably ignorant, and being ignorant in of itself is not a bad thing. It probably makes you ignorant. Maybe you need to learn a thing or two about the culture you are criticizing. Maybe that is the case, but does that mean you are intolerant? I do not think so. And also, there's this delicate way people expect you to treat a different culture. I don't think it even helps the culture when you treat it like that. And you also will notice that this treatment only applies to a particular type of culture. That is a culture that is non-Western. It is only non-Western cultures that get this kind of treatment. And I think one is wrong, is untrue, is false. And secondly, I think it doesn't even help the non-Western culture when people in the West, or when people anywhere, are being told by Westerners to treat every culture with this kind of kiss glove delicacy. Like, oh, let's not, it's like, let's not criticize it too much. That will make us intolerant. I'm like, there are certain things about cultures that you need to call out. And if you don't call them out, a culture is supposed to be dynamic. And how it changes is when you criticize it. Okay, when you shield a culture from criticism, it does not improve, it does not change, it remains static. So that is one of the things about woke ideology that I hate. So so yeah, what you are saying is that child marriage is not good. I think child marriage is wonderful. You should marry children. I think we should marry lots of children. Go out there and have child brides. Okay. Okay, here's a question from Dazzling D. Why do Muslims think they are the best of creatures when Muhammad is one of the worst human beings if he ever existed? Because the Quran says that they are the best of creatures. That is what the Quran says. I will pull up a Quran verse, but my I'm using just one screen and I don't want to open tabs, but let me get you the Quran verse. That is Quran 98 verse 7. Quran 98 verse 7 says that those who have faith and do righteous deeds, they are the best of creatures. Quran 98 verse 6. So the believers, the Muslim, best of creatures. The Christians, the Jews, the polytheists, worst of creatures. Last monk said Europeans looted Africa, USA looted Africa, Wahhabis, slave trade, and India recognized their suffering and donated vaccines as a friend. Yeah, those are true. There's the cultural exploitation of Africa, done mostly during colonialism. Right now, and it's still the same stain in the latrine at the end of the day. Like when you still have Europe, the presence of European government in heavy obvious presence of European government in Africa, they operate the way they operated then is still the same way they operate now. And how it was able to be successful is because you have African leaders. We always had African leaders that are willing and eager and giddy to sell their people. Whether it is slavery, whether it is colonialism, whether it is neo-colonialism, is the same stain in the latrine. Is that you have African leaders that are willing, giddy, and eager to sell their people for benefit, for profit, for gain of any kind, be it mirrors or be it dollars. So that's the problem with Africa. So I'm tired of, people always be like, whenever this is brought up, the goal is often to remind Europe or to remind the world of how horrible colonialism was. And I'm like, yeah, well, the solution is African leaders should stop selling their people. So that is that. Let me see if there's any other question that I have missed. If there's any other thing that I'm supposed to talk about that I'm yet to talk about. Jojo Matthew asks, why are people more concerned about Palestine but not African people who suffer worse atrocities? It's a trend, my dear. It is a trend. People are activism these days is just a trend. Okay, that's it. You have so this is the age of social media activism. That is what we are suffering from in the world today. It's just social media posting something at activism. So it's a trend. You hop on the trend. It's just like when this dance is popular on TikTok and everybody's doing the dance. And when this music is popular on TikTok and everybody's like, beep, bap, boom, 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 bap, bam. That's how Free Palestine is. It's trending. It's a new sound, and everybody on TikTok is using it. So that's what it is, And that is why they are doing what they are doing. It's a trend. Jojo Matthews say, answer my question. Why are people so obsessed? I just did. I just did. Okay, here's a question from King of Current. What's your view on BLM? I thought that's pretty obvious. Many people already know that. I think Candice Owens, despite her many flaws, one of the things that she was good for was exposing the obvious scam that was the Black Lives Matter movement. I used to be, true story, I used to be one of those people who you would call woke to an extent. I used to be. Not as woke, but a little bit. I used to be, but not anymore. Glory to God. Man, AA is still on the grind. He's still on the grind. Christianity was corrupted. Jesus wasn't white, but white people have hijacked the religion and oppressed young people. Yes, guys, I believe in white Jesus. That is my Lord. That's my Lord and personal Savior, white Jesus with blue eyes. I believe in him strongly. You can see, if you check this side of there's white Jesus. His picture is here. White Jesus with palms and everything. So, yeah, you are hearing it, guys. I believe in white Jesus. Which one should I? Hey, which one do you want me to believe in? White Jesus or white Muhammad who had white tie, white shin, white neck, white skin, who was so white, it was whiter than snow. I mean, I just get to choose which of the white guys I should believe in at this point. Should I believe in white Jesus or white Muhammad? Who was white? Which one do you want me to believe in? They're all white, and they both, at least white Jesus didn't have slaves, right? White Jesus colonized no one. White Jesus was not going about conquering and colonizing and taking people's wives and burning their taking people's wives and killing their husbands and their sons, and all the wonderful things Muhammad did. At least white Jesus did not do that. Okay, white Jesus did not think. Did not call Africans and people with raising heads. White Jesus did not own slaves and did not sell his white slaves. He did not buy one white slave or one, Middle Eastern slave for two African slaves. White Jesus did not do any of that. But white Muhammad, oh my goodness. I mean, where do we begin? White Muhammad loves children, married one of them. That's how much he loved children. He loved them so much that he married them and had sex with them. White Muhammad was a warmonger, was a caravan robber. Great stuff that white Muhammad did. I mean, white Muhammad is someone that I would, the savior of the world right now is white Muhammad. I get it, but as somebody who does not like solutions, I like problem. So I'm going for white Jesus. All right, let me answer a serious question. What's your opinion on Islamic genocide of Kurds and Alawites in Syria? I hope I pronounced that correctly. Why isn't the word concerned? Uh, I don't think I have. Honestly, I know this will be one of those disappointing answers. Let me highlight this question so I answer it while I'm answering the other one I highlighted earlier. This is one of those things where I would tell you I don't know. I don't have an answer. Okay. I really have not been paying attention to. I am aware of it, but I've not really paid close attention to it. So I don't want to sound like one of those people who will give you an answer that, when he doesn't really know what he's talking about. So bear with me on that. All right. So for Jojo Matthew, they're asking another question. Say, why are MENA people so racist despite global ummah? Because their prophet is also racist. The religion is very racist. It promotes Arab supremacy. That is what Islam does generally. That is why, in fact, it promotes Arab supremacy. It does. It does. That is what the religion does. Now, of course, this is one thing. I don't know why this needs to be stated, but I need to state it anyways, because people will be like, Frank, please. Of course, there are people who are going to be racist regardless of religion. There are Christians who are racist, and there are, probably Hindus who are also racist. And, racism exists everywhere. It's universal. It's global. Why make it look like racism is something that is peculiar to Islam? That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying even child marriage is not peculiar to Islam. Okay? Neither is going about conquering territories and, taking claim of other people's land and taking their wives. It is not peculiar to Islam. But it can still be said that Islam is a religion that constantly, actively, and makes it necessary, as a necessary part of the religion, to be all of those things. To be racist, yes. To be racist, to promote Arab supremacy to the core. Promotes every, child marriage, polygamy, and every other, what have you that you find in it. So it actively does promote it. So yes, you can say that slavery exists in every culture, but in Islam, it is something that is heavily promoted and permitted, and the religion has contributed, significantly to the culture in various parts of the world where so many of these regressive practices still exist and is still ongoing. So that's that about that. Any other question? How long have we been? Okay, we've been live for 1 hour 32 minutes. Hopefully. All right. Amit Yanuka is asking, have you ever traveled to Israel? No, except when I was dreaming. Like Mohammed, I flew on a donkey and I arrived at the dome of the what's it called now? That mosque. I arrived. That was the only time I traveled to Israel. But getting on a plane and traveling, no, I haven't. I would love to, like I said earlier, I would love to, but it's something that if I do it financially, it will shake me. But if somebody from amongst you is like, Frank, I decide to sponsor your Israel. Oh, believe me, I do not say no to sponsorships, except when you want me to read something and be like, get one free right now. Sponsorship that I don't have to actually promote the product. That free one-way sponsorship. I'm all for that, where you get to give me something and I get to give you nothing in return. That's the kind of sponsorship that I'm open to. If it's the one where I have to read an advert, I don't do those. If you notice in my on my videos, I have received many emails of all of them that, because I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to promote something to you guys and then it turns out to be a scam. I don't want to have that dent on my name. The last thing I want to have on YouTube is financial scandal. That's the last thing I want to ever have. So yeah, I haven't been to Israel, but if you want to take me, I'm packing my bags tomorrow. A Nigerian perspective, why Islamic Renaissance isn't possible like Christian Renaissance. Christian Renaissance is like a return to true Christianity. Like the Reformation was a return to what the Reformers believed, that they were advocating for a return to original Christianity. Like they were trying to return to Christianity without the accretions, the things that they believed to be accretions, right? That was what the Reformation was about. So you're like, oh, there are many things that has accrued into our religion. We need to get rid of those things, like penance, like icon veneration, praying to the saints. We need to get rid of those. You know, this merger between state and religion, we need to get rid of. That's like, maybe that was something that the Baptists were advocating for. But with Islam, let's say you want to bring Islam to what it used to be during the time of Muhammad, what do you get? You get something that is more violent. That's the problem with, Christians, we are able to reform, right? Let Islam reform. To reform is to return something to what it used to be. If you return Islam to what it used to be during the time of the Prophet, what you get is more terrorism. That's what, in fact, as a matter of fact, that's what many terrorist organizations are trying to do. That is, the terrorist organization you see in the Muslim world are the Islamic reformers. That is what you're seeing. That is the Renaissance, okay? That is what you get, unfortunately. So yes, Islam can never be reformed, because, in fact, reforming it is just you making it more violent at the end of the day. So yeah, let me see if there's something. Okay. There are no special messages that I am yet to read. That is those who are putting their money where their mouth is. There are no new ones. So, yep. All right. Any other question? If I've missed your question, okay. I think there's a question here. Last Monk is asking, Frank, are you ex-Muslim or a Christian? I'm a Christian. I've never been a Muslim. Alhamdulillah. I have never been a Muslim. So yeah, I am a Christian. Yes, reform is haram. Making it more liberal. And they're opposed to it. You see them when they speak, they're like, oh, they want to introduce this liberal. You know how Daniel Hakikachi talks about it. These people are trying to make, this is liberalism. He talks about liberalism like it's a bad thing. It's like, liberalism is bad. You have to stick to, to how Muhammad did it, which involves marrying children. Muhammad said that we are actually just reverts. Yeah, that's what he said. But what does that guy know? Anyways, so I'm waiting for, is there any other thing that I needed to say? Let me think. All right. So by the end of this week, I will be a married man according to the law, and according to the law of Nigeria. Now, currently, I am a married man according to the custom. Okay. Now, according to written law, according to the written law of the land, I am not yet married. So, but by the end of this week, I would be. Come on, round of applause to me. And then by the end of the month, I should be married according to what now? In the eye of God. Yeah, in the eye of the Lord, I would be married. And that is the one that matters most. In the eye of God. In the eyes of God, rather. I will be considered by the beginning of the next month. That should be what has happened. So congratulations to me. I hope you understand everything I just said. Don't worry, I will make a post explaining it all in proper grammar. In Nigerian perspective, if Islam is against LGBTQ, then why are they fighting for Islam? Because they are a very ridiculous set of individuals. They don't know what they are supporting. Now, some people in the LGBTQIA plus community understand that Islam is not Muslims are not their allies. But again, it's just trend. See, activism you see on social media is just people following trend. It's trendy. It doesn't make sense, and it shouldn't make sense because it's just a trend. People are following trend. Queers for Palestine is a trend. It's cool. It sounds cool for the moment. These people are not doing it based on understanding. They are not smart or brilliant people. They are just people who want to be a part of every movement, key into every happening thing. they don't want to be left behind, so they include themselves into everything. It's nothing to really take seriously. As these people don't know what they are. When Jesus when Jesus was killed on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. That is queer for Palestine. Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. Okay, so here's a question from Jojo Matthews. What do you think about what the Mongols did to the Muslims? I don't think much about it. That is my answer. I don't think much about it. Thank you, Jesus Christ first. Thank you for the congratulations. And also last monk. Thank you for the congratulations. Thank you all. Jazzy Gabriel, I believe, or Gabriel. I think that's it. Gabriel. Yeah. Gabriel. Muslims are crybabies. Yeah, I'm learning how to pronounce one name. Muhammad used to make fun of the Mughals. He said their face were like hammered shields. Shields. Yes, he did. He did say that. All right, guys. Thank you all so much. I wanted to keep this for 2 hours, but I think I've answered all the questions that need to be asked. I'm sorry to those who came late and have to just watch me for 41 minutes like Jax. I'm so sorry. Before I give my closing this, let me speak to AA. AA said, hey, at Frank, I'm not a troll, as these people are claiming. I'm serious as to know why people like you hate Muslims. Do you think Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X were bad people? They accepted Islam. All right, let us deal with this once and for all. Let's be serious. AA, I wish I know your name so I can call you and be personal when I'm speaking to you. Look, I have nothing against Muslims. As I said earlier, the number one victim of Islam are Muslims. If you are a Muslim, AA, you are a victim of Islam. And first, I really, my heart goes out to you. I really empathize with you. I'm really sorry for what the religion is doing to you that you yourself are not aware of. You believe a lie. You believe something that is absolutely false. You believe in the most obvious false prophet in history. And the fact that you are not aware of this is just unfortunate. Really unfortunate. And this is not me being harsh or anything. This is just me being as truthful as I can be. Okay? Muhammad and Malcolm X, those two people, when it has to do with religion, we are very ignorant. Okay? That somebody is smart in one aspect does not mean they are smart in all aspects. You don't transfer intelligence from one portion where you are an expert into another portion where you know absolutely nothing about. Malcolm X was being very ignorant, absolutely ignorant when he became a Muslim and changed his name to Muhammad Ali. For more on that, go and watch David Wood's video on the subject, okay? The same thing with Malcolm X, okay? And that's one thing about when people are being marginalized and when they are oppressed. Sometimes when marginalized people are trying to escape marginalization, they move from one form of marginalization to another. It tends to be, this is unfortunate, but sometimes that's what tends to happen. And that's what those people we are doing, Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. We are living they were against one form of oppression, and because they were so anti everything that they believed Christianity, Western civilization, whatever it is, was what brought their current predicament. And because they were opposed to everything that is Western, they found themselves drifting towards something that is even more ridiculous, more oppressive, and more anti-black. That is what they did not know. You understand? Because sometimes you can be so blindsided that you are just focused. You're just focused on one thing that you don't realize that there are many other things that are a problem, and you find yourself aligning with the enemy. That is why, for example, Sawan Momika, when he was in Iraq, right? When he was in Iraq, aligned himself with the Babylon Brigade. Why? Because the Babylon Brigade, a Shia militia, was fighting the Sunnis. So he went from, I hate Sunni, the Sunni ISIS, which is Sunni. I'm fighting the Sunni, this Sunni extremist group, and now I'm aligning myself with the Shia extremist group. That is just analogous to what people like Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali, what they were doing, right? They did not like this problem with how the West viewed blacks, with racism in the West, and then they aligned themselves with Islam. That is what they did. Now, that does not mean I hate Muslims. I don't. And I'll say it again, I don't hate Muslims. If you're a Muslim, I don't hate you. I don't. Sometimes some of the things you do, I find frustrating, I find annoying, I find despicable. The things you believe in, I find reprehensive. I find them really, really dangerous. And I think the more you promote these things, if you are one of those who promote Islam, you are promoting something that is very dangerous. Okay? You're promoting something that is very, very dangerous. And for that, I have issues with you promoting those things. But you personally, as an individual, I pray that you will come to the light. I pray that the light of God's truth that is found in Jesus will permeate your heart and your mind. I really pray for that to happen. And I just looked at my camera and I can see that my camera is it's about to go off. So, yeah, that is as far as I can go. I really, I hope that you would come to Christ. Muhammad is an obvious false prophet. And everything he said about Jesus, everything he said in the Quran, they are all false, verifiably so. Okay, there is no Muslim who starts asking questions that don't realize just how horrible and how false the religion is. And there is only one savior. There's only one mediator between God and man, and his name is Jesus. And I hope you will accept him. Okay, accept him into your heart, accept him into your life, and he will turn your life around. But with Muhammad, you are doomed, very doomed. You see that hellfire that you think I'm going to, my brother, that's where, or my sister, I don't know what you are, but that is where you are going to if you keep following Muhammad. In fact, Allah guarantees it. Your Quran guarantees it, because your trickster that you worship, the greatest of deceivers, have guaranteed that you cannot find confidence in his deception. And by God, he is deceiving you. So please come to Jesus. And with that, we are going to bring this live stream to a close. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thank you for all the questions. Thank you all. I'm sorry for those who asked questions and I was unable to see them, but my heart goes out to you. My heart is going out to so many people. So yeah, that is that about that. And I really appreciate all of you who tuned in and who enjoyed the live stream. My super fans, the ones who bought membership, extended their membership, sent super sticker and sent super chats. I really appreciate you. And every one of you who smashed that like button, I really, really, really appreciate you. This is proof of what I'm saying. You see what Islam makes you become? You're friends with no one. Everybody is a kafir. Everybody is a disbeliever. Everybody should be hated. And you're asking why I'm not. If my like minus every other thing, this kind of attitude, this kind of behavior does not win anyone to your side. It doesn't. It doesn't. And the reason why you are acting like this is because of what you have been taught and what your religion has instilled into you. And this is one of the proof that you are worshiping a demon. Okay? So I can go on and on talking to AA, but let's not make this live stream about him. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm saying goodbye for the 19th time. But thank you all. I really appreciate it. And until I go live again, which will be soon, thank you and peace.